Welcome to the show, everybody! I have no clue what they were saying. I had them muted, but they seem to be having a good time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Platform Podcast. And this is episode 85. So we're up there. We are climbing to that 200. I think episode 200, I definitely want to do something fucked up. So I don't know what it is, but I gotta put minds together to see how twisted we can get for episode 200. So I don't know. We were supposed to have a guest today. Shouts out to LaLaLexuss, but due to Mike's shitty scheduling skill, she was on vacation when he set it up for her today. But we will have her on next week, Saturday. So that should be pretty fucking dope. And I want to do a themed show next week. So I'm not sure. I want to do Wheel of Misfortune, but then I'm like, I might want to do something else. I'm going to come up with something.
I don't think my stomach can take any misfortune.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and I bought them fucking crickets too, but I think I'm going to wait on that.
You can't wait. Nuh-uh.
Straight up, I'm not doing crickets. Fuck that. No.
Y'all pussies.
I'm just gonna be. I will drink Moxie.
All of you, complete wusses. I tell you.
I am proud. I am proud to be a wuss. I am proud to not eat these crickets. I wear my yellow colors. Very proud.
That's where I'm at. I'm like,
not doing no
Mike,
crickets.
not Mike. Danny, you said you weren't gonna puss out. Now you're telling me that you're pussing out, man.
Yo, Terry, I got your back, Terry. I will eat a cricket just for you.
Thank you.
I won't eat a cricket, but I'll drink Moxie, and that is disgusting. So I will drink motherfucking Moxie. I am not eating a cricket.
Nope. Not how it works.
I'm not eating a cricket. No.
You gotta do it, woman.
Nope.
All right. Well, let's go get into our introductions, starting with Geeky. What's up, Geeky? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
Hello, everyone. It's Geeky Gamer Girl here, or Geeky Gamer Girl 87, or Trip G 87. And currently, I have been bitten by the Warframe bug, so I have been playing a lot of Warframe lately. I currently play on PC, so that's what I've been doing lately, just playing a lot of Warframe. I started like a couple of days ago, and I've already put 30 hours into the game. So that's what I'm doing.
It draws you in. I love Warframe.
Yeah, I go hard. I go hard when I game.
Yeah, I love Warframe. So I feel your struggle. You probably want to play it right fucking now. You're like, oh fuck, I got that junction I need to release.
Yeah.
Level up. Hell yeah, I know you want to play it right now.
Exactly.
All right, next up we got Big Mike. What's up, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Big Mike here. I've been playing Detroit a lot lately, trying to, finish it up, wipe it up, and move on to the next game, because that game's like, to me. It's not drawing me in like, Heavy Rain and a lot of other games. So it's gonna be like a meh to me. It's all right, but that's all I've been playing.
You have to be an intellectual to understand, so I understand.
No, I actually agree with him. I absolutely love Quantic Dreams games, and I enjoyed Detroit Become Human, but out of all of their games, I think it's probably their worst one, honestly. It's still good to play. It's good to play, but Beyond Two Souls, Indigo Prophecy, Heavy Rain, they all are way better.
Yeah. I care. The main characters I care for in this game. There's lots of characters you can care for and feel for. Is Kara and Alice, but other than that, the others are like.
I was the same. I couldn't give two shits about any of them.
I kind of enjoyed the game. I want to play it for myself, but I watched Terry play it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Again, I think I more so liked it because of the game being in Detroit, and I'm from Detroit, so I was able to kind of connect with it that way, and that's what made me like it a lot. Because when they started talking about things, or I saw things that were familiar to me, I'm like, oh, that's such and such. So I kind of liked it. So when I do get my PS4, it's one of the games I do want to pick up and play.
Sweet. All right. I see you. All right, next up, we got Cool Cat Terry. Oh, what's up, Terry? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
Hey everybody, it's Cool Cat Terry, the coolest cat on Twitch. If you're not following me, you suck! No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But, very long walking sim of sorts. But it's a good game. I've been enjoying myself. And, eating crickets for fun because that's what I do. No, for those of you who don't know what this is going on, I recently did a charity stream for Extra Life, and one of my incentives was to eat crickets. So I had to, unfortunately, but not unfortunate, because it's for a good cause. I ate 3 of those bastards yesterday. So that's for a good cause, though. It's for a good cause. But yeah, I have been... Infra and the Crew 2, I think, are the main things I've played this week. I might have played other games, I just can't remember. I'm sure I did.
So you play a lot of shit. So
I do. I play so much and I stream so much that it all blends together.
All right. Well, what's up, everybody? My name is Dan. I'm the host here at the platform, and as you can see, I'm no longer in grayscale because last time I was in grayscale, so I did some things, some tweaking, some twirling, some twerking, and I was able to get some color, as you can see. I have been playing Warframe as well. I played it a few years ago, actually, and I put a lot of time in it when it first came out. But, recently with all the updates and everything, I started getting back into it, and it's like, I'm fucking brand new too. Like, it's so much shit that was added. It's like, I'm a fucking new player. Like, I just cannot believe it. I mean, there's giant open world segments that are kilometers long. They're going to add, I don't know, the last TennoCon that they had, I think it was a few days ago, they had a major announcement, and they're adding like this gigantic like space system where you can like, now instead of the load screens, it'll just, you can fly in and out of the planet and shit, kind of like No Man's Sky.
Okay.
Oh, No Man's Sky, like, you fly, like you don't have a load screen. You just go from planet to interplanetary like that, which is fucking amazing. Like, if any developer needed to take notes on how to support a game, Warframe would be it for sure, hands down. Like, better than Destiny, and I love Destiny too, but it's not fucking with Warframe. It's just not, and it's free. So that tells you something. So I've been playing that. I actually went back in time. I booted up some emulators. I was playing Super Nintendo, and I was playing Sega Genesis as well. And I was playing this game called Crusader of Sin. I don't know if you ever heard of it before, but it's like Legend of Zelda, but it came out on Sega. And it's actually pretty fucking dope. I was surprised. I found myself going all the way through it. So I was playing that, and there's a game on my phone called Darkness Rises. I've been playing that too. Okay, all right, so let's get right into it. We're doing a potluck news this week because you already know every time E3 passes, the weeks after that is shitty. It's really hard to get game news after that time frame. So I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to get a bunch of random stories together. We'll just talk about them. So first things first, Octopath Traveler is out, and the review scores are in for the game. And actually, he's doing quite fucking much between old school and new school. And, it's JRPG, so of course it's turn-based battles. But, it's out, and it's a pretty decent game for the Switch. I don't know if you guys heard of it. Geeky, have you heard of Octopath?
I have heard of it. I haven't watched a lot of streams because it's something that when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, I kind of want to play it myself. So I usually stay away from streamers that are playing games that I want to play, because then I have the tendency of not wanting to play the game if I watch someone play it. So, but I have seen some things about it, and it actually does look pretty good. And I like JRPGs anyway. So one thing I was disappointed is it was not available on Steam, but It is a incentive. It's a incentive now to possibly get a Switch in the near future too, because the Switch is surprisingly, they're getting a lot of good games out there now.
They are. Their library is built up, and if you look at the average score for like, major Switch releases, it's like high 8s, 9s. I think the only one that was surprisingly lower than I thought was Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I thought I'd get a better score than it did. I think it was in this high 7s or something like that. That's their marquee RPG. Nintendo. I love the Xenoblade series, so I was expecting, for a higher score, but it wasn't. It was like 7, 8. I'm like, damn, and I bought it. I got Xenoblade, and I really do like it. But I can kind of see that. I see where it, it was it wasn't like the other ones. It's something stripped away that I can't call it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but something's missing from it. But Octopath seems to remedy that. I mean, like, I watched a few streamers play it. I'm like you, Geeky. I try not to watch too much of it because like, you want to be surprised, like big ass boss. You want to be like, oh shit. You don't want to be like, damn, this is the one I seen on stream and I already know how to beat it. You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't care what anyone says, because anybody be like, well, I can watch someone play and just play the way that I want to. You will always tend, if you see a video, it's always kind of set in your mind, like, this is the way to beat it. So if it gets hard, you're going to be like, well, such and such did it this way, so let me do it that way. And you don't build up your own strategy for it. So usually if it's a game that I want to play, I tend to try to stay away from it. That's how I usually am. Oh.
Sure. Terry, I know you're still trying to acclimate to JRPGs. When you saw this game, what did you think about it? Was it something that kind of like interested you, or were you like, fuck that game?
I didn't even look at it. I don't even know anything about it. The name sounds familiar, but yeah, I don't look at JRPGs just because I don't play them.
You're missing out on like so much, like.
I did go through my Steam library and I found out that I actually own Tales of Symphonia. So I was like, I don't even know when I got that, but I found out I owned it. I was like, damn. So
Tales of Symphonia is one of my favorite Tales games.
So I have a somewhat retro-y Tales game that I can play and work my way back up towards all the newer titles. I still need to finish Hysteria. I'm probably just going to drop the difficulty down if I can get through it.
Ooh, really? Hysteria?
I rage quit on it. I got to a boss fight that I couldn't handle.
Oh, shit. I cannot believe it. Because, like, I just powered through. Fuck it. I'll go grind some more and then come back and wreck his shit. That's how you got to do it. You got to get the grind game. But, Octopath, is doing quite well. I mean, I think they said the first day sales, or at least pre-orders, were very, very high for it, which is great for Nintendo. I'm glad they got releases that are constantly doing well. It just proves the point, to all those fucking fanboys that Nintendo got shit. They got some shit that you want to play. I mean, look at me and Geeky. We want it on PC so fucking bad. Like, I wish I thought they said the version coming out, but
that's what I thought too. Because when I looked it up, and it was like Nintendo Switch, I was like, oh, I wish there was a PC version. But if I have to Switch, I will. I mean, because a lot of the indie games I play are also being ported to the Switch, which is a good thing. Because it used to be back in the day that when it was Nintendo, the only games that did well were games published by Nintendo. So to see other games that are not published by Nintendo kind of get some airtime and some play, and people are really enjoying them, kind of makes me happy and makes me a little more hopeful for Nintendo. Because I'm like, if you keep going down that road where only your games are the best, your system, which it's just going to kill it. So it's good to see that a lot of the indie developers are developing games for Nintendo, and Nintendo is being more open to the indie game scene as well.
For sure. I was just like, wow, and I kind of went back and seen like all these different review scores for this game that's been released within the past few months for Nintendo, and it's just like high scores. I mean, very, very high scores. I was trying to go back like through all consoles, like what Xbox released, what PlayStation released, Nintendo, and hell, Nintendo's scores beat all. Like there's a lot of games that are high 9s or high 8s for Nintendo's releases. And, PlayStation had some high 8s, there were some 7s, a couple of 9s here and there. And, Xbox, I don't know what Xbox had. I think they had 2 games. And, I don't know. No, I know Cuphead was definitely high rated for them, but they didn't have much else. But so, it was just interesting to kind of see that dynamic, just like, you see it grow. You see all these games released, and then you see all these people happy to have a fucking Nintendo system. It used to be depressing.
Exactly.
Remember, it used to be
exactly. There's no game for the. Like, why do I even have this?
Because like when I had my Wii, it was just like, I mean, there were some great games on the Wii. Don't get me wrong, but there was always that lull of like not having those fucking amazing releases. You know what I'm saying? Or
yeah, but for the Wii, in my opinion, with the Wii, the problem with the Wii is Nintendo tried to market it for children. So a lot of the games that came out were kid-based. And so that kind of pushed a lot of the adult gamers away. Because, like, I used to work in, like, the head of a gaming department at Sears. And when people would come in, they'd be like, oh, what system should I get for my kid? And I would say Nintendo. Right off the bat, I just tell them Nintendo because it is a kid-friendly system. So to see Nintendo kind of now switching over to try to get the adults in, it's a good thing. Like, I mean, because Nintendo, let's face it, Nintendo is a classic system. When you hear it, most of us go back to Mario or, Contra, games like that. That's what you think of when you think of Nintendo.
My.
So to see,
my heart, Geeky.
So to hear and see them come up with more games, even if they are porting some of the mature games, some of them are looking pretty good, even though they're ported to the Switch. But it's just nice to see that Nintendo is like, okay, no, we don't want to be in this small little box of we are for children and children only. We want to let adults know it is okay to play Nintendo. And, and then another thing too with the Switch, again, it's portable. So now you have people that can take like Skyrim from, say if you're playing on PC or console, you can, if you have it on Switch, you can take Skyrim with you and play. I mean, I think it's like a 4-hour battery life on the portable, but still for 4 hours you're playing a game you want to play.
Well, here go ahead, Mike.
I'll say, well, with the battery life, it depends on what game you're playing. Like, we'll say, like Zelda, for instance. If you're playing Zelda on the Switch on the portable, it'll last about maybe 2.5 hours, because it draws like a lot of life from the graphic. But yeah, if you're like playing just like I was playing Next Up Hero, it ain't gonna take that much battery life, and you can get like 4 to 5 hours out of it.
All right.
But yeah, I plan on getting Octopath Traveler next month. It's on my list of games I got.
Remember, we were talking about when we saw the reveal on we were doing our live reaction.
Well, I tossed it up on like I said, I had plans on getting it this month, but it was a toss up between either getting my pre-order down for Spider-Man or Octopath Traveler, and plus they had like a flash sale going on. PSN did, so I spent a little extra money on the flash sale. I was like, well, fuck, there goes my money for Octopath Traveler.
The struggle is real.
Exactly, and this is what I've been telling Danny. I said, fuck, I said, when September hits and October and all them, I said, it's going to be fucking video game of the death.
When I tell you that, when I take my wallet,
it's like that every year, though, for gamers. The fall is always where all the big games come out in the fall because they're getting geared up for those holiday sales.
Right.
Exactly. Well, see, I don't even usually do holiday sales anymore, but yeah, it's going to be Death by Video Game because, I mean, this fall, it's going to be packed. And you all know, you got Tomb Raider coming out. I mean, we talked about this all the time. You got Tomb Raider, Spider-Man, Destiny, expansion pack. Even if you don't play Destiny, I mean, damn, you got all these games coming out. Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's like...
Hitman, hell, that game that's in our topics. It's coming out here. What is it?
Darksiders 3?
Yeah, Darksiders 3.
I
It got
I
announced.
think that dropped.
Yeah, it got announced. It's coming out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Your wallet's gonna be crying. I don't care what you say. Your wallet's gonna be crying.
When I opened my wallet, I opened my wallet this morning and I heard.
So your wallet lost a life. Huh? Your wallet lost a life. Like, no.
I absolutely feel that.
And plus, how? Just think about it. Y'all just had. If you're a PC gamer, y'all just had your Steam flash sale, summer sale.
And it's worse for me because see, I do Steam, but I also do Fanatical, and they both had a sale going on. So it was, man, the struggle is real. Let me just tell you, the struggle is real. You open your wallet, it's like, hello, where'd my money go? Oh, Steam had a sale.
And plus,
That's what happened.
I know that. And plus, I know, and you all know, Steam's going to have another sale this fall.
I know.
Yeah.
Because they have like 4 or 5 sales every year.
I usually don't do the fall sale though. Honestly, I usually wait until the winter sale because the fall sale to me is not all that great.
Yeah, they do one every quarter. It's a quarterly thing.
Yeah, like days are like, don't remind me.
I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, I usually do the winter sale because the fall sale sometimes is not the greatest. And usually you'll find a lot of like their spooky horror games on sale during the fall sale. So I go for
if I had a PC to run. Yeah, see, that's me. If I had a PC to run, I'd be picking up a lot of spooky games.
I'm not fucking with
And plus, you got your Humble Bundle and shit stuff sales going on.
Humble Bundle shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, God damn, okay, I can pay $1 or if I pay $5,
I know Humble Bundle's a hit and miss, but still, they got some good sales going on sometimes.
Humble Bundle is horrible for me. I'm not even gonna. One game. It's a bundle.
And they don't look at the store.
Right.
That's true. I will agree with that. That is true because I am definitely 12 games. Like I just bought I think it might have been 20 games that were like the Amiga stuff, and I paid $1 for it, and I played pretty much half of them, not all of them, but it was $1, and I got 20 games, so it worked out.
Right. So why not? You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
Like, even if I don't never play those games, I got them. It just adds to your repertoire of games. So yeah, I feel you on that. You know what?
Add to your backlog.
You said what?
Gotta add to your backlog.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna put a pin in that and come back to it.
Yeah. And my shit's stacked up too. We probably all got a backlog, but my shit.
Oh, I got a huge ass backlog. I know Terry does too, because she's a streamer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can't even count the games on my list. That I literally have hundreds that I've started and I haven't been able to finish because I have to keep going on to the next thing. I've started going back, like this week, I decided, you know what, I have a lot of games on Steam that I've started and I didn't finish, so I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to start picking one and getting through it and working through.
Could you imagine what if you had to play all of them, like your life depended on it?
I have,
Ironically, for my stream, I had actually thought about doing that, going through my entire, the games that are permitted on Twitch. I'm not going to I have games that,
right.
But
games. I know you got motherfucking games.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I got some games that are not Twitch friendly, but all the Twitch friendly games, I had thought about going through and playing from start to finish on my stream, and I was gonna do that this year, and I got through maybe like 5 of them. I was like, no, my attention span is not good enough for this. So, nope. Nope. I have over 830 games in my Steam library, so. I'm like, no, it's not a good thing. No.
See, and this goes. See, I have a lot in my library too, and it's one of those things that I keep saying. What we as gamers, we always want more. It's like we don't appreciate what we have. You have like 800 games, and you probably only completed a small percentage of them, right?
I'd say probably about maybe
So what?
About 30 or 40.
About 30 or 40.
Yeah, and again, I have like over. When I first started streaming, I only had like 230 games, and over a year, I jumped up to 800. I don't know how this happened. I blame the sales. I blame the sales. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so
I blame the sales.
So we as gamers, we always want more. Like, we don't appreciate what we have. We have a surplus of games that we could play, but it's like, oh no, I don't have any games. I want all the new ones coming out. And then we might play them, we might not, and then the cycle keeps repeating. So that's why I'm trying now to stop and play the ones I have that I haven't finished or haven't even because it's.
Let's be real. Let's be real, Dane. We know you're not going back to Cuphead because it fucked your life over.
Cuphead is just so freaking. I'm right there with you, okay? Because no. Cuphead, although a great game, it's just like it's one of those games.
It's a great game.
Play it co-op. I'm telling everybody, play that game co-op, and then after you play it co-op and you go to solo, it'll be so much easier because the co-op is the devil. So once you go through and you experience what hard really is with co-op, and you go back to solo mode, you'll just breeze through it.
Look, me and my wife tried to My Wife Plays episode, and she was ultra failing. So, and she's not a gamer, so it was just like jarring how much fail. And we playing Cuphead, in co-op, with somebody who doesn't game, it was fucking impossible. Like, we couldn't even get past. I'm talking about the first set of enemies in the first level.
Wow.
Yeah, because Joel and I did co-op on it, and we wanted to kill each other. So we were so livid with each other. We wanted to kill each other, and then he went and he redid the stuff that we did solo, and he didn't even have to try. It was so easy because you just co-op just gives you a new appreciation for the game. It's like so yeah. If you think it's hard in solo, do some co-op. You'll realize what hard is. And then you'll think it's pretty simple after that.
I was gonna say I think it's just your co-op partner because I co-op the game with my brother-in-law. We did not have these issues. We were like on it. We were like really going through it. It was kind of weird because usually when he co-ops, he's usually Mugman, and I played solo, so I'm Cuphead. So that was our only confusion is because he was Cuphead and I was Mugman. And I was like, what is going on? But other than that, it was a pretty good. Solo, no, that game sucks. I had the nerve to actually play Cuphead and do Bean Boozled. And every time I died, I would eat one. Oh, it was not a pretty sight. I was an angry camper that night. Oh boy, was I! I mean, the salt just ran through. It poured through me. That's how bad it was. It poured through me. Yeah, the salt poured through me. I was like, "Yep, nope, I'm done. I'm done with Cuphead." And have not touched it ever since.
He needs some milk.
I get it. Speaking of, I know you mentioned Darksiders earlier. It did get a release date. Darksiders 3.
Yes.
I think it's November 12th or 17th, something like that.
No.
I thought it was
like the
26th.
Okay, because I was going to say...
The only reason why I remember is it's 2 days after my birthday. It's the only reason why I remembered it.
Woo! I knew it was in the 20th.
Now, they released a bunch of videos and like gameplay and story and all kind of information is out on the game. And I can tell you, I am so fucking hyped because I played the first two, beat the first two, and I love both of them. They both had their own like different kind of take on kind of the same formula. It was like the first game you got to play as I think his name was War, and then you played as Death in the second one, and then the third is
Fury.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fury.
And
she plays the Four Horsemen.
Hell yeah, and she has a crazy like fire whip or something. Shit is insane. I love the look of it. So if you guys go check that.
Whoa, hold on now. Crazy. Pause. Protagonist is a female. What the fuck we gonna do?
Oh, because I didn't want to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know.
It's like, no, I don't want to touch on that.
Because you got people talking shit.
I say all the haters can just fucking eat it because there's going to be 4 games and, 3 of the 4 are going to be fucking males. So shut up.
Right. And there was a little bit. Hold on. My dogs are going crazy. Maybe they'll quiet down. There we go. No, they're not.
Throw him a dog biscuit. Here, Poochie. Here, Poochie.
Right. Runs into the wall, falls asleep. Like, what happened to the dog? He's asleep. I don't even know how this happened. He's asleep.
But there was a little bit of angst, and it's like, y'all didn't see this coming. I mean, like, this story has been written for a long time for Darksiders 3, and the third act always featured a female, like from day one of when the series first announced. So it's just weird that there was some type of controversy. There was a lot of people saying like, "Oh God, here we go, another female protagonist," and I'm like, really? I mean, come on, this is fucking Darksiders. I mean, look what the fuck she's doing. She's like literally walking in lava. Like, how is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what burns you about that?
Too, when you think about it, her name is Fury, and come on, everybody knows the saying, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." So why would it not be a woman? To be honestly truthful,
yeah.
So why would it not be a woman? I'm not surprised that it's a woman. To be honestly truthful, I've never played the Darksiders series, but it doesn't surprise me that. And then, like Terry said, there's going to be 4 games. Come on. You had to know they were going to change it up and throw a woman in the bunch. You just had to know that.
It had to change up a little bit. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think someone's at my door. That's why. Hold on one second. Hold on.
I hear the puppy.
Mute up first there before you run away there, Danny. But yeah, so no one's really talking about how there's going to be 4. Well, it's the 4 horsemen, so yeah, there's going to be 4 games. So,
right.
Strife should be next. So,
I mean, I don't care about this whole agenda thing. I don't care if I play as a male. I don't care if I play as a female. As long as the story's good, the gameplay's good, I don't give a fuck. Right,
and that's what I think a lot of people are lacking. It's like they always want to focus on it's a male or a female. What you need to be focusing on is the story good, and is it worth putting your money into it? Is the gameplay going to be solid? Is the story going to be good? Is it going to draw you in? Those are the things you should be kind of focusing on, as opposed to it's a man, or it's a woman, or it's this, is that. No, I just want to know
it's a horse.
Keep my right. I'm just saying. Double vision, and I'm like, that's how I look at it. I'm like, I just want a game that's going to keep my attention, and keep me entertained. I don't care if I'm playing with a male, a female, or even like Terry said, a horse. I don't care who I'm playing as long as my thing is, I don't want to pay, because nowadays games come, they're like $60 a whopping, things like that, but which is something I'll get into later. But because now I'm heated about that too. But most of your games come out there $60, so I want to make sure that my $60, because that's a lot of money to me, and I could, what I could do with $60? I could buy like 10 bundles off a Humble Bundle. So $60 is a lot of money to me. So I just want to make sure that the game has great content, the story is captivating, the controls are great. That's the things that I look for. I could care less who I'm playing as long as you can keep my attention. I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, there was so much fucking bullshit about it though. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, you would think people would be hyped to hear that, okay, Darksiders fucking 3,
They were hyped. They were hyped.
But it was some bullshit surrounding.
They were super hyped when it got announced, and then and then when it, came down to everybody realizing that so many games have female protagonists coming out this fall, then all of a sudden the mood changed. The mood changed, and it's just.
But do you honestly think from now on, every protagonist will be female?
No, there's gonna always be male protagonists.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, hell, where was the fucking all this shit when it was back in the day when I was growing up on Atari, when you had Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. I mean, hell, Miss Pac-Man was a female, but where was that shit at? Oh God, it's Miss.
Wasn't Miss Pac-Man even better than the regular Pac-Man?
It was.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Like, I grew up playing Pac-Man. Like, I legitimately, like, when I was 3, that's the first game I ever played was on Commodore 64, and it was Miss Pac-Man. And I always remember it because my dad would have to load it up. He would start it at noon, and it would be done by 6 p.m. So Miss Pac-Man, and once that game loaded, there was no, I want to, and this is me telling my age, it was those big floppy disks. There was no switching out the flats. You were not switching out that floppy disk. Once Miss Pac-Man was loaded, that was it. So at age 3, I was playing Miss Pac-Man. You know, I played Atari, but Miss Pac-Man was a lot better than Pac-Man. But then again, Atari is a totally different. A lot of their games were prototypes, and they even tell you that. A lot of their games were prototypes. Like, they wanted to be in, and actually the Pac-Man for Atari almost killed the gaming industry. That was the game that almost killed the gaming industry. A lot of people think it's E.T., but no, it's actually Pac-Man that almost killed the gaming industry. Because they wanted to jump. I had it too. I still have my copy of E.T. sitting around somewhere.
I probably still have it in my room somewhere.
Yes,
but yeah.
It was just kind of like it was almost like a casualty of the downfall. It was like when Pac-Man came out, and then, you know, when E.T. was around, it was just like people had kind of like a game, the funk about it. You know, they just weren't feeling it, and nobody.
I'm over here.
You know what I'm saying, like, nobody.
I'm over here like geeky showing my age, talking about Atari and Commodore 64.
Yeah, age. Show God.
Yeah.
Woo! The age is full presentation, right?
That was actually my very first gaming PC, was the Commodore 64.
Exactly. A lot of people don't know about. What is the first game system?
Was
that? I'm like, I mean Nintendo.
Geeky, you're cutting out a lot.
Am I? Okay.
Maybe your sensitivity is a little too high.
Okay, let me check it out. But a lot of people will ask me, they'll be like, what was your first system that you ever did play? And I'm like, well, the Commodore 64. And people will be like, what's that? Oh, we want to talk to you. We want to pick your brain. And you're like, I meant Nintendo.
Exactly.
I meant, you know, I meant PlayStation 1. That was my first. But no, yeah, you know, I'm old.
I'm old.
You're not old. If you're old, then I'm fucking old. You're not old.
Well, we already know, Terry, that you're like 53.
Oh.
She's telling you this. Terry's 53. She's lying to you.
I look good for 53.
Yeah,
you know, it works out.
Gary, you know what I'm saying? You must use aloe.
I was gonna say she's using that umbrella core stuff.
Yeah.
Be careful.
T-virus in her shit. You know what I'm saying?
She's staying extra moist. See? She's got down the chapstick even, like,
Here we go. Jerry's like,
I'm saving this for someone else, not you, Mike.
Well, heard that.
you know what I'm saying?
Jason got tears in his eyes.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. It's pretty but you know, honestly, you know, Darksiders 3 is going to be a dope ass game. Get the fuck over it. If you watch the videos, any doubt that you have on her being like a badass, so-called badass, they say women can't be badasses. Just go check that fucking video out, and you will see the wreck that she's fucking handing out. I mean, think about Bayonetta. You know, Bayonetta was she wrecks shit. You know, and she also gets half naked. It's like, damn, I didn't hear shit about Bayonetta.
Right.
Right.
Nothing. I'm like, her titties is out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
I nothing to say. You know.
Well, I saw on Twitter a couple days ago, they were talking about Uncharted, and they're like, man, we weren't feeling the Lost Legacy when we had to play as Chloe and Nadine. We want to go back to Nathan Drake. I'm like, Nathan Drake's done, dude. They even said that. They're moving. They even said they're moving on from Nathan Drake. They're going to continue doing, maybe more Lost Uncharted, but it ain't gonna be with Nathan Drake.
Well, speaking of Nathan Drake, you know that the Uncharted movie.
Hell yeah.
It's moving forward.
Right.
I think
I'm down for it.
Yeah, but Nathan, I can't pronounce his name and shit, but he kind of
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Fillion. He teased it on Twitter that the shit is real. Like the movie is happening.
It'll be an origin movie, hands down. They're gonna start from the beginning.
I hope not.
It'll be origin. It'll be an origin.
I don't think it'll be like a whole origin because
it's gonna be an origin.
I hope not.
I mean, they'll probably.
Because there's going to be people that have never played the game, so they need to get them pulled into the fan base. So they're going to start the beginning.
It's like, why would you end in his fucking...
I mean, I know...
The only ones that are going to be upset are going to be the gamers, because we've been there, done that. But think about it. Many people who go to see these movies don't play the games.
That's true.
And I mean,
so they need to start at the beginning.
But at the same time, I don't think that's exactly fair, because like a lot of people shitted on Warcraft. Because they're like, well, I never played. They're like, I never played the game. But you really didn't have to play the game in order to understand. Because it's pretty much just your same. It was pretty much just the same old story. Because like, I mean, I played World of Warcraft, but it was just the same old story in a sense. So I don't understand why some people do that. I mean, but like Terry said, for those who feel like, oh, you have to play the game in order to understand it. It only makes sense for them to kind of go back and explain to those that are going to be, going to see the movie.
I just feel like whenever they do movies like this, it should be for the fans. It shouldn't be, well, we're trying to reach out to a new demographic. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you should build this movie for people who already know Nathan.
They don't want to make it for the fans that they already have. They're trying to grow the fan base and bring more in. That's the thing. That's why look at all the comic book movies. They always do origins because they're trying to bring in more people that don't read comic books into the fan base. They already got you. They already got you. They're done. They need to get the next generation in.
Yeah, but to me too, even with that, it kind of throws the stuff off too, because then you get the fans of these said franchises that go to see the movies, and they're like, "Well, this wasn't in there, and this was in the game, or this wasn't in there, and this was in the comics." So it's kind of a double-edged sword because I've played the Uncharted games, so I would go see the movie, and I may be one of those people that'd be like, "Well, in the game it was like this." And in the movie, they kind of completely changed it around. So it's kind of like a double-edged thing because, yes, they do want to bring people into it, but at the same time, it should be a common ground that they should reach to where it could be, we want to bring the new people in, but we still don't want to, like, pretty much say, fuck you to our fans. So it should be a common ground.
I'm like, well,
I think it's going to have, like, I think it'll be like a twist with Uncharted 1 and 2. Because I also know that, unless they've already cut him, Tom Holland's going to be playing Nathan Drake, the kid. He's going to be like playing Nathan Drake as a kid. Like the younger version of Nathan Drake.
I don't know,
Origin story.
Like I said, if you don't know who Tom Holland is, he's the character who plays Spider.
Okay.
What they should do is maybe like a flashback segments. But instead of making like an actual whole movie origin, maybe they could throw in some origin in the movie, but then cut back to Nathan, as he is now, or something like that.
I get you, but it's gonna be origin, hands down. You even like the new Tomb Raider movie. It followed the first game of the origin trilogy. They didn't skip to continue from the second game. They went all the way to the beginning.
And it wasn't actually a bad movie. I watched it.
It was a good movie. I mean, I don't hate it. But they did skip things. Like Geeky said, they changed shit up from the game, and I was like, I literally, being a big fan of the games, as soon as something was off, I noticed it immediately. Like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
wrong.
see,
And then that drew my attention away because then I was looking. I was just looking for all the next thing that were gonna be wrong, and I wasn't paying attention to the story anymore at that point. But
exactly.
Mario movie. Super Mario movie was the epitome of not fucking with me. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
It's
Right.
I can't wait for the next Mario movie.
No, the fuck. I can wait. You know, I can wait.
They already said they're making one. They already said they're making one, but it's not gonna be live action.
Don't trigger me. Okay, not live action. Okay, all right.
But what do you think? But what do you think about the live action Sonic movie coming?
Live action Sonic.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? They're making one. He's like, they're doing a live action.
what do you do? Are they doing like animatronics?
Yeah, how does
I don't want to see a guy in a freaking suit, you know, Barney 3.0 when he's blue.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but Jim Carrey's already confirmed he's playing Dr. Robotnik.
Jim Carrey.
Oh shit! What's up, Frozen? Yeah, Octopath is amazing. We talked about that a little bit earlier, Frozen. What's up?
Frozen, long time no see, brother. Yes, I am getting Octopath next month, fam. Thanks for coming through.
But yeah, you know, I don't know. It's just whenever they try to change too much from the source, it always seems to be fucked up for me. I mean, the Avengers pretty good to the source material. That's why I like the Avengers movies.
I like the Avenger movie.
It was amazing. They stayed real close to the source material. But then, like I said, you look at Super Mario Brothers, and you're like, what the fuck was that? You know, like, you know, the flame flower was a flamethrower. Fucking Yoshi was weird. Goombas were like lizards with small heads and shit. It was dumb as fuck, you know. So I hate when shit gets changed a lot, and I hate origin stories. It's like the reason why the movie is being made is because it had a huge fan base in the other source material, you know. So it's like you already know, you know, if it reached movie status, there's got to be millions of people who already know what this character is. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know, you know, when they hear Uncharted, they know what it is. They know it's Indiana Jones type, you know, shit. I don't think it needs that much of an origin. I think you just need a tiny bit origin and straight into the fucking story of whatever Nathan is dealing with at that moment. So I hope Terry is wrong, but she's probably fucking right.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. That's the salty and triggered behind it. It's that. Okay, next up, Vampire. I don't know if you guys know about this game. Vampire sold 450,000 copies in 1 month of the game.
And that's not bad.
No.
That's not bad at all, especially for something that
it's actually...
Go ahead.
Especially, that's not bad at all. Especially, you know, since they're like focused on like a story-driven based game, like, you know, Life is Strange. That's basically what they've been, you know, focused on. And like I said, I have Vampire, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I love Vampire.
I played it a little bit on the Twitch community platform podcast stream. Loved it. Dove in it for like 4 hours, and I, you know, cut it off. But yeah, I need to get back to it. But such a good game. Terry, I actually recommend you picking it up and giving it a shot. I think you'll like it. It's not dark and it's not super spooky.
Look, I know
All right,
Terry.
I might consider it. The name alone was enough for me not to even look into it. I don't like vampires. I think vampires are stupid.
Look,
But
Aubrey Lips is gonna be better, but it's dark. Look, remember y'all calling me out.
Vampires, you know, they go against all logic. So I don't nah.
But just like Daddy said over there, he's losing lives. Yeah, it's got a little Dark Souls-y feels to it.
Yeah,
but it's got a little Skyrim.
But yeah, I'll take one away, whatever. But it is Souls a little bit. It's Soulsy a little bit. I'll take another.
Geeky's never gonna forgive me.
I mean, because I saw it. I saw it and I was interested in it. and I watched Big Mike play.
If it's got a good
I
story.
got pulled. I got pulled into the story. Again, it comes back to as long as the story can hold my
Story's
attention.
good.
Okay,
You know,
if it's got a
I'm
good
all for
story,
it.
I'll give it a chance. But otherwise, yeah, I don't get into the whole vampire thing. I don't find. I know a lot of people like to romanticize vampires. I don't.
You know, you're thinking of Twilight.
No, I'm not even talking about Twilight. I'm not even talking about Twilight.
Yeah.
When you look at vampires, that everybody thinks that they're supposed to be like these.
Let's clear it up. Vampire, and this is the reason why you'll like it, Terry.
Passionate, like demons or whatever. It's,
Nah.
What Vampire really is, it's a victim story, and forced because of this terrible affliction that he has to make these terrible choices. It is definitely not a romanticized story. It's
okay,
more
because if you go all the way back to even Dracula, you know, he has all his wives, and you know they go and it's.
Ooh, this is not.
I don't get into that whole vampire thing. It's like
It's like
he's like, I'm gonna make you a vampire just so I can have sex. It's like that's so stupid. Go away.
no, that's not there. And you have your option. You have, and I don't want to give too much away, but you have your option. You either, we'll say, you can bite the dude and get like the evidence that you need, like the truth, or you can just move on and not kill him and try to get the truth the hard way and figure out yourself and get it yourself.
That's where the conflict comes into play because some parts would become stifled.
Okay, I'll have to look into it. I might give it a go. If the story's good, I'm open. I'm always open to a good story.
Look, the story is so good.
I felt
so bad.
As long as it gets away from the whole Dracula kind of vampire shit, because if
it does,
he's probably the original man whore, and it's not for me. Not for me.
Right.
I felt so bad at some of the choices I made because each character that you can kind of manipulate, you get to know, and sometimes they're like, man, they're like really having really bad luck in their life. And there was just some choices that I made that I just really had to take a look at myself like, holy shit, I just made a fucking terrible, horror.
I mean, even in Van Helsing, they make the vampires sexy, even though that they're terrified of them. And it's that whole romanticized, these are evil creatures, but we're still gonna, it's stupid. I can't do it.
I can tell you there's no romanticism in this story at all. It forces you to make demonic decisions, and that it has you personally questioning yourself, and I think you'll love that. I think you'll like the aspect because it's not that. There's no romanticism in there. What it really is a bloody opera of fucking beautiful conversation and hard ass combat. So I think it's up your wheelhouse, Terry. Really,
I'll definitely look into getting it and giving it a go.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, it's fucking amazing.
You had me when you said it was story based.
Yeah, it's story. And there's no
story driven.
As long as it's story based, then it's not lore based. Like I said, with the way vampires are perceived, then I'm all for it.
It's story based and it's horrible.
Okay.
It's horrible. So.
Well, I know you don't do reviews. I mean, I know you don't do reviewers scores and stuff like that. But even DualShockers gave it a good review.
Because my stance on fucking the scoring system. That's why I don't do... Like, if I do reviews on stream, I'll just say whether or not... what things I like about the game, what things I don't like, and I'll say whether or not I recommend it, and then I'm done. I don't go into, I'm going to rate this game, a 6.2. Right. Like, where the fuck's the .2 even stand for? But, it's... No, you guys know my stand on that.
I know your stance. But like I said, that's what DualShocker said. They said it was a good story-driven game and had some good combat action and whatnot. And they said they gave it a 8.0, but they said it was good.
It's good. It's got some great.
I'll look into it. I can't do it right now because Chrome crashed and it won't even launch, so I'll have to reboot the PC. But I'll look into it.
Rip.
I'll do it. Okay. Witcher. They spoke with the devs for the Witcher series, and they confirmed that there are new games in the works in the Witcher series. But what they did say, and they were very, very specific on this, is that it's not Geralt of Rivia's story. He will not be in the new games at all. It will have nothing to do with him, which is interesting because I love the Witcher lore, and I'm really interested to see who they would pick for the protagonist. Maybe
wouldn't they go with? I haven't played them, but wouldn't they go with the chick that they had in the last one that he was training and then she grew up, and then they would just have her continue it?
I don't want to give anything away, but if you play Witcher 3, that may not be a possibility.
Right. I don't want to give it away either.
I don't want to give it away, but
I'm not gonna fucking play it, so you can spoil it me all you damn want. I'm not gonna play that shit.
Our viewers.
I know. Yeah.
Right, because I was like, I've never played the Witcher series. So
at this point, that game's been out for a long fucking time. It's had a lot of sales, so if they wanted to play it and then they hadn't yet, then that's on them because they've had plenty of opportunity by this point. And you know that we're talking about it, so you know if you don't want a fucking spoiler, you know mute the stream for a couple of seconds and then come back.
Right. All right.
I'm not blowing it out. Don't blow it out. I'm not blowing it out.
I'll blow it out. I mean, she's got a point. I mean, it's been out for how long?
Mike, if you blow it out, you lose
Take my life.
Oh, whatever. Come on. We literally just gave them a spoiler warning saying, you know, it's coming. So they can't be fucking shocked by it. We gave them a warning.
Say it.
All right, here it comes. So at this point, mute. Go, Mike.
Say it, Danny. Well, okay.
To be the
Just say it. The bitch is dead. Is she dead?
She's possibly dead.
All right. Well, she's possibly dead. Okay. Well, you know, but then again, that could be their big thing. You know, that the Witcher 4 or whatever they want to fucking call it. You know, Richard Reborn. You know.
That she's not making it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I mean, because we actually talked about it Thursday night in the community DualShocker stream on Discord and stuff. How about all this? Yeah, and they even said I was like, we talked about it, and plus Cyberpunk 2077 and all that. And,
fucking played it.
I don't know much about the Witcher series because you know I didn't play the first one because that was PC only and I didn't have access to it at the time. I did play the second one and I didn't like the gameplay. I tried the third one and I once again didn't like the gameplay. It just wasn't for me, which is odd. I absolutely love RPGs, but for whatever reason, the gameplay, I couldn't get into the gameplay. The controls threw me in both games.
Right.
Like the second one was there was too much crafting and trapping and bullshit, and I didn't want to deal with it. And then I got lost at the Dwarven fucking city, and I rage quit. I was like, fuck it, I just can't even navigate this fucking place.
I didn't even have that problem. But I love it. The 3 was one of the best RPGs. It kills Skyrim. And I love Skyrim, but I think Witcher 3 hands down beats it because Skyrim sometimes the combat is a little stiff in Skyrim.
No, come on now.
I don't know. I always max out my stealth, so I don't fight nobody. I just sneak through everything. But
so I mean, you know why the combat's
when it comes to The Witcher, though, I usually just watch I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch the videos where they just show all the cinematics, and then I'll just watch the story without the gameplay part.
You said what?
Because I just couldn't play them. They're just ugh.
Well, I said you know why the combat's a little stiff in Skyrim. That's like, come on now, it's Bethesda.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Really?
They're known to be glitchy, and the combat's a little and hit and miss on it.
Sometimes it's like it feels good. Like sometimes Skyrim's combat felt good, and then sometimes it was like, "Am I even?"
Yeah, I mean,
it was like, "Where's it?" You know. Like,
I mean, you got to think though. Also, Witcher had its problems. Also, Witcher 3 had its problems.
Yeah, Witcher had. But
Mike, didn't you die from stepping off of a stone or some shit in The Witcher 3?
Oh yeah, I was talking about that. There was that problem where it was like a 1 foot drop off a stone, and I took half my life. I was like, what the fuck was that? I said, it was like a small drop. I
didn't really
have that
problem, but
well, I wasn't the only one who experienced that either. It was a friend of me and Terry's also that we used to play Xbox together way back, and he did the same thing. He was like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that?
You know, he's over here busting his ankle left and right.
He must have twisted his ankle or something because that is horrible. Like, what the hell?
Then you also had your problems with the horse. I mean, when you call on
Oh
them.
my god, that's one of my biggest gripes when it comes to gaming is the fucking horses. I don't know what it is, but majority of the games I play where you have a fucking horse, I just want to fucking kill the horse. Horses for some reason are so hard to control in the majority of games for me. I don't know. ESO did a good job. I can ride a horse anywhere in ESO, no problem. But you go and give me some of these other games with horses, and it's like the fucking things are drunk and they don't want to fucking listen for nothing. You'll tell them to go forward, and they're sitting there fighting you every step of the way like a goddamn mule. And I'm like, you kidding me? This is a video game. I don't need real life fucking horse physics.
I mean, the horse riding wasn't the big problem on Witcher. Yeah, the horse riding problem wasn't the big problem on The Witcher. It's like when you called him, the horse on the Witcher to ride it, he would like peer out of the sky and shit, or come through the, or he would come through the trees. Like you're like, what the fuck? See, Danny knows what I'm talking about. Danny's know what I'm talking about.
Your horse just falls in from the heavens.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, what kind of heavenly horse?
You're like, what kind of fucking...
Look, it was like an airdrop. I was like, God.
Exactly.
I did have some of that problem, but not much, though.
Yeah, not much, but I mean, they did patch it up. They were patching it up, but you had those problems.
For the steps. Like, if you're running up steps, you can like die. I did have that.
You die going upstairs?
I don't know if I want to play this game now. Like, wait, what?
All that has been patched out. Like, literally.
Okay.
Now, like, it's not. You get no flying horses. You're not gonna die. That was actually patched out like week 2 of release. Like they got.
Okay.
They got. CD Projekt Red is really, really fucking good at supporting their game as well. So they released patches right away. I think some of the ones for console were a little delayed. It was like about a month or so when they patched up Rock problem that the Big Mike had. But the PC one was like instantly fixed in like 2 weeks and shit. Then they released a big patch for console. But yeah, I mean, Witcher 3, Witcher 4, whatever it's gonna be, I'm hyped.
I'm down for it.
But, yeah, I'm down. Glad that they're doing.
All we know, it's gonna be in the Witcher universe. It could be a whole different person in the Witcher. That'd be cool also.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about the Witcher lore, but aren't Witchers rare?
Yes.
So they can't just pull something out of their asses because Witchers are rare.
Well,
I was gonna say I don't know about that. They have a whole park dedicated to becoming a Witcher in real life, so I don't know.
Well, there's more than just Geralt and Ciri. Also, there was other Witchers besides them. Yeah,
but aren't they all fucking old asses?
I would imagine that the Witchers are kind of like a secret society almost type thing. Because like I said, I've never played, so.
Yeah, they're all old as fuck.
Well, except for the chick.
Old as fuck, yeah.
Except for the chick, because you watched her grow up in the one game. She's not that old.
She's like 100, you know.
Yeah, she's up there. She's up there in age.
Wow.
Up there, but she's young for a Witcher, but she's old for a regular human.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like 100 years old, because I think Geralt is like 180 or something like that. And then the guy that was helping Geralt, I think he was like 200 years old. But you know, Witchers can live for quite a long time.
Dude. And I can't wait for the Witcher series on Netflix, man.
Dude, that's just gonna be fucking crazy, man. Some of the writers from the game helped pick the story for it, so you know it's gonna be like.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Great. Why am I double game?
There's just too much. There's just too much of Danny to be contained in one. It has to be doubled.
That's got to be his twin.
It's too much chocolate for one camera. but I'm hype. I'm super hype about it, and I'm glad that they talked about it because I kind of was wondering that myself. But they were like, "Hell yeah, we'll do another game. It's going to be an RPG, but it just won't have hero."
It won't be for a while though. It won't be for a while.
Because they're doing 2077, so that shit's
2077 is right now their big focus, and
I'm glad.
Even though we didn't see no gameplay and stuff of it, but like I said, I was talking to Scott from Dual Shockers and Lou and them. They got to see it when they were at E3, and they said the game looks fucking fantastic.
And then it was fucking amazing.
They said that besides this, them walking out and seeing it privately, they said it was woo. as Platinum would say, as Platinum would say, I ain't putting so much enthusiasm in it, but they said it was woo.
Right.
Platinum be like, woo! This game is really good! That'd be Platinum.
Yes! But, shouts out to Platinum, man. We miss you on this night, man. Shouts out.
Like I said, and I still think it's not going to be a PS4 game or Xbox One game. It's going to be the next gen console. 2077.
Look, it'll be current gen on PC, so I'm not worried.
Right.
Well, that's fine, but I mean,
exactly. It'll be on PC, so I don't have to even worry about it. So,
well, I know Danny probably will be able to run it. I know Danny probably will be able to run it. This game is going to be whistling and throwing tricks and everything else. His rig's gonna be smoking when he tries to put this game up. It's gonna be smoking and blowing whistles.
Oh.
Yes.
If you try to play it on PS4, oh, that's right, you can't. So
I'll be able to play it on PS4.
No, because you said it's next gen. That PS4 ain't next gen.
Well, it's fine. I'll have the PS4.
Look at here.
You know they always keep a couple games that they put on the old console before they do the full transition.
It's not
right. I'll tell you, it's gonna be 2077. It's gonna be on PS4 and Xbox One. Then it's gonna be like on PS5 and the next one, because they keep talking about Xbox Scarlet, which is the rumored system. And it'll be like, here's the remastered version of this. Like, really? Y'all just released this like a month ago.
Right.
Why is it remastered? Why? Right, like, why? No, why? I need to know. Acquirers need to know why.
Like I said, I still say it's going to be 2020 for the next gen's popping down.
Well, yeah, they've even said that. Xbox, because there's been rumors going around that their next console will be out. It's supposed to be Xbox Scarlet. At least that's the code name for it. And it's supposed to come out in 2020.
I hope they keep that code name. I hate this whole Xbox One or this.
Xbox was just kind of confused, though. I mean, you would think Xbox One would have been the name of the first console. I mean, they went Xbox 360.
Thank you.
Then it's Xbox One. I'm like, so, I mean, y'all just totally skipped over 720 and,
Exactly. I was about to say that. They skipped over 720.
We didn't have a 1080 or any of those, though.
Right. I'm like, they was like Xbox 360, Xbox One. Y'all did a full circle?
Yeah,
they're going to do Circle Life.
Bullshit. I didn't get that either. I didn't get that either. I don't know about Scarlet, but maybe they shouldn't call it Xbox 2 or Xbox. I hope they.
Look, I thought it was fucking cool, and I know Terry did too. When it was called Xbox Scorpion.
Scorpio. I actually like Scorpio.
See, I was feeling that. I was feeling that. That shit was cool.
It was a good. It was a good code name.
And then
it was.
Like, X is like what? Covered in bracket. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, we're going to call it the Xbox One X. X going to give it to you.
One. Hold on, like 1X, like the size of a T-shirt, or what? What the fuck? Like, is it 2X's? So it's softcore porn on the next one, and then it'd be straight hardcore XXX. Like, god damn, I hope not.
I said I hope they either keep it Scarlet or go Xbox 2 or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want numbers. I'm done with numbers.
Xbox 2 is like,
No.
Numbers is a cop out. It's like PlayStation. They do 1, 2, 3, and 4. If they go 5, come on.
I mean,
get creative.
It's simple.
I understand it's simple and it's easy, but I'm sick of numbers.
I mean, they're already going. I'm already tell you.
You know, you had your NES, then you had your Super Nintendo, then you had a 64. Nintendo always, Wii. They've always switched up their names. They didn't do a fucking number. You didn't have Nintendo 1, 2, 3, 4, and fucking 5.
I'm gonna tell you right now, hands down, I'll throw money to it. They're going to call it PlayStation 5.
Probably. I agree, but it doesn't mean Xbox has to keep doing fucking numbers, because the Xbox's numbers don't even go in freaking. They're not even chronological. So they need to just get rid of theirs. Just get rid of it. It's not working.
It goes
Exactly.
the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the Xbox One X. The fuck?
That'd be the thing that they'll probably do. Here's your Xbox Scarlet, Xbox 362.
Wait, what? Xbox, I need y'all to get it together. Like, what? What? Like, that doesn't even make sense, Xbox. Just have you sitting there like, huh?
Scratching your head, like, what are you doing?
Is that your final answer, Xbox?
Right.
Microsoft, is that your final answer? It is?
Like,
Huh.
okay. Fuck it. Xbox One X.
Fuck it.
Okay, I got this last topic, but this is a triggering topic. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
It is.
That's what it is.
Wars 2 writer, the same bitch from the she went on a huge fucking tangent again on Twitter, really lashing out against the devs for Guild Wars 2. And she made this comment that I thought was interesting. And she said that the devs were practicing active solicitation of harassment. So what the fuck?
There's thunder.
It sounded like it was thunder.
There's a storm brewing over, so only you guys can hear it though. I have it muted on. I'm muted over. I had it muted on the stream, so only you guys can hear it.
Die falling.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's that Guild Wars rider. She coming.
No, that's Danny, because Danny's always going on about how he's fucking hungry during the show. That's Danny.
and I'm hungry right now.
That was Terry's stomach after eating crickets.
I'm about to straight chuck. Okay.
I just gotta say, I'm proud of you, Terry. I am proud of you.
Indeed, you're like I said, I wear my yellow colors very proudly because I'm not doing that shit. I'm just gonna be honest. So I commend you. You're more of a woman than I am because I would not eat crickets. Nope. Draw the line there. Nope.
Fuck that. Right. Nope.
I'm more of a man than these two too.
Apparently so. Yep. I
with you.
I'll be a bigger man to admit it.
Exactly.
I've had enough. I'm secure in my manhood to admit it. Fuck.
So good. I don't wish it on anybody to do it. So it's the weirdest texture ever. Like the flavor isn't. It's not the flavor. The flavor it doesn't really have a flavor. It's just the texture. It's just ugh.
You said the head.
The head is it's hard. It was hard. So you have this, soft, crunchy. You have the soft, crunchy body, and then you get to the really, really. It's like imagine eating popcorn. You have the soft, crunchy popcorn, and then you bite into one of the unpopped kernels. So yeah, you're literally getting the popcorn and an unpopped kernel all in one go, and you have to roll with it.
Crunchy as fuck.
Terry's about to chuck right now.
My brains out right now. God damn it. Okay, back to the dev. Okay, she said that the devs were practicing active solicitation of harassment. Yeah, she was saying that these devs here were kind of promoting harassment from their fans, which is odd because it's like the fan that really, and if you go back to the original story, the fan wasn't really being trollish. It wasn't that person was just being a fucking dickhead. The person was like giving straight up critiques. The person did say that they liked parts of it, but it fell short. And she really took it to heart. She went on a whole fucking.
She pulled the freaking feminist card because the thing the first fucking comment is like something about like the life of a female game developer. Yeah, and I'm like, you bitch! Like I guarantee that guy that commented didn't even give a shit what her gender was. He was commenting on what she said about story stuff, about narrative.
He didn't
even give. I'm pretty confident that he didn't even think. I don't want to speak for him. I'm pretty sure though he probably didn't even think about. Oh, she's a female game dev. She doesn't know what she's doing. I'm pretty sure that didn't even cross his fucking mind.
I mean, because if you read the tweets, even in the tweets, he never said that. It's like he just was like, "Well, to me, narrative should be this," and she just like,
and she pulled the fucking feminist. She pulled the feminist thing right off the bat, and I'm like, it's ridiculous. It's like he's not even, gender doesn't even apply in this scenario. Why are you even bringing that shit in? He's just a gamer and a fan, and he has some feedback. That's it. He's not telling you how to do your job. And, and I would go and say, she's going on about how she's done this job for 12 years. Well, maybe you've gotten to the point where because you've done the same job for 12 years, you've gotten yourself stuck in a little bit of, a spot where you don't want to go outside your comfort zone anymore because you've worked into it within a box so long that this is like, well, this has been working, I'm not going to change it. And everybody knows gaming is always evolving. And now all of a sudden, she's been in the game for so long, and things are starting to change without her, and she doesn't want to open up to it, and so it's everybody else's fucking fault. And it's like, maybe you need to be more open to the fact that, things are changing, and you can't stick on your principles that you've had for 12 years, and you fucking evolve with it. The industry's changing, and fucking keep gender out of it, because that wasn't a factor at all. And it's just, I don't know, everything about her behavior triggered me. It's just like,
yeah, I agree. Like I'm so over this damn story. It's not even funny now. I'm so tired of reading about it. Every time I look through my stories, this pops up. It's like, you did something wrong, and you need to just accept that you did something wrong.
Yes.
Stop trying to play the victim, because like you said, the first thing, like, the day in the game of a female game developer. Why was that even a factor? No, I played Guild Wars 2, and personally, I think the game is shitty because the story is just not there for me. So,
which is a huge problem for most MMOs. I think is usually MMOs is more based on gameplay and just questing, because the story is usually lacking in an MMO because they have to make this game last for decades at a time, that there's no room for story. They have to just keep adding a whole bunch of random shit to keep the game alive.
She didn't really write anything fucking amazing. I mean,
no.
Right.
And
I looked up every reviewer, and I looked at the reviews in that game just to kind of see what the general consensus was. And they talked a lot about story. It was every reviewer who has reviewed that game has said that the story was shallow as fuck. It was like eating a bugle. You know what I'm saying? It was it's shallow. Like
I think she was just taking it too much to heart about the fact that people didn't like the work she did, and she's salty about it. And yes, I understand when you do a job for so long, you don't want someone who has zero experience telling you know how to do your job. But in this case, he wasn't telling you how to do your job. He was just giving you some, feedback, so that way because he cares about the game and he wants to see it, succeed and improve. You know what I mean? So
tarnishing the devs too, because she's trying to say that the devs had approached her when she first started working with them and saying that no matter what she says on social media, we support everything that you do and shit. And she kind of took that and was saying shit about that too. She was like, the devs lied to her and said they have her back, and But I'm like, look, the devs, they're a business. They can have your back when you truly need it. You know, say you get on, somebody's fucking harassing you and cussing you and calling you all kind of names and shit on your Twitter, and if you jab back, you know what I'm saying? I can see them having her back. But you know, she was the one calling names. If you look at her Twitter tirade, she just like belittled this dude. You know,
because it went on for 29 tweets.
29.
Like, not even like one or two where she could have just said the whole ending to this whole argument, and she probably would still have her job today if she would have simply just said, I see your opinion and I have it noted, and could have just left it at that.
Or not even respond.
There you go. Or not
Don't even respond. You know, put your fucking post and leave it.
For 29 tweets after this dude, it's like, okay, you overstepped the boundary. It is what it is. And I feel that Guild Wars had to do what they had to do, which was, we have to let you go. You can't, this is something, you know, and some people be like, it's a double standard sword, or it's a double-edged sword. But no, you can't just, because you have a pissy day and because someone tells you, hey, that would be the same thing when, like, as we're streamers. A streamer, you know, somebody come in and be like, your content is shitty. Okay, thank you. I take your, you know, I take your opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to do what I want to do because this is how I do it and this is what I like. If you don't, you know, it's all about taking criticism. And like you said, she could have just simply just said, okay, I'm not going to respond to this person. Okay, I'm mad, but I will not respond to this person. So to her, it was more so her pride got in her way as opposed to her job. So you let your pride cost you your job. And so now you want to play this goddamn victim card like, oh, well, the devs are doing this and it's harassment. No, you going on a 29, and I have to stress that it was 29
fucking tweets
that you went in on this person when you could have just simply turned the other cheek or walked the fuck away. But no, you went 29 tweets in on this dude.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't have any remorse for her. I just know, honestly, I'm tired of seeing the shit pop up in my feed at this point. Though.
Right.
If you want to make another thing you can do on social media, if you make a comment on something and you don't want to hear anything from anybody, turn your goddamn comments off. Make your post, say what you want to say, and then disable commenting. This way you don't have to worry about it.
Look, she could have just said, okay, block, you know, and like not giving a fuck about it. You know, she really could have just, like, I mean, just really wanted to be an asshole. Just block him, but that she wouldn't have got fired for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like
No, she wouldn't have got fired, but that annoys the shit out of me when someone blocks you. But at least she could have done.
That would have got her point across. And that would have at least hurt him if that's what you're trying to do.
She could have done basically what just Geeky said. Said thanks for your opinion and just moved on.
Move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Right.
She didn't say she didn't have to say move the fuck on. Just say thanks for your opinion, and she could like did a mental noted. Like,
right.
okay.
Like, oh, it's noted, and then moved on. I really need this job, and so I'm gonna blame everybody else.
You know, there's 1,000 hours in Guild Wars too. Like this dude, like really fucking played this game. So it's not like he was just a troll who wanted to put somebody off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
you put that much time into a game, you're a